Hello, welcome. Jen Gilchrist here. I'm excited to be doing another weekly intuitive insights and Oracle card reading for the week of September 26th through October 2nd. Now, when I was shuffling the cards, I'm going to be working with the Rebecca Campbell Rose Oracle deck. This is really pretty. It's a bit new for me. I think it's her newest deck actually at the time of this recording. And when I was shuffling, a couple of cards popped out. So I do want to start there just because I think that they were very relevant, being that in real time, we're in a retrograde, right? This is that time of continued giving yourself that time and space to reflect, to retreat, to reevaluate, all of those things. And so the messages that popped out while I was shuffling before I hit record was the sacred waters, nourishment, replenishment, health, rest, and self-care. I always love the imagery. So beautiful. So just making sure, honoring yourself, taking that time for that rest, that retreat, nature, salt baths, massage. It feels like that's helping you to process really the energy. It's allowing you to really actually reap the biggest benefit from the retrograde energy for sure, because there's always a benefit. And when we work with the energy as opposed to against it, then it supports us, right? And so it feels like you have been unearthing a lot of things, and that this will just continue to help you process and see that silver lining, see the larger truth, help you to release the energy, but also have the lessons that you can move forward as we start to approach the ending of this retrograde period. And so the next one is trust the seasons, embracing change, cycles of life, transition, and growth. And so this is just, all the work you're doing is really setting up the space as a jumping off point for that up level, for that next chapter, for that next project or idea or version of you stepping more fully into your authentic self. So that was the messages. I want to go ahead and do an official shuffle and pull for that week though as well, but I felt that was very resonant for me and for you as well to go ahead and share them. If you're new to my channel, please consider hitting like or subscribe, share with your friends, comment. All of those things will help me grow this channel so that more people can get this information. If it resonates for you, I'd love to hear as well in the comments below. So let's see here. Let's get some more information. And the way I do readings is really to help you align, right? To help you know what are the potential pitfalls? What are some next steps? How can you best work with the energy? Again, be in alignment with that energy so that you can get the most out of this coming week with ease and grace. So 4 cards came out so far. And the first one says, release the petals, transformation, death and rebirth, shedding, all change. And so this really speaks to what we were just talking to. I always love how the cards really, continue to validate those kind of re-hitting home those points in different ways. But this is about letting go, right? The first step of creating something new or expanding or up-leveling or maybe even a brand new career for some of you. I know people that follow me often feel called to, step into their path, their purpose, and be of service in the world. So wherever you're at with that, this is really a death and rebirth cycle. It might have been a bit tumultuous, may have been sensitive over the past couple of weeks, but this is that opportunity to excavate, to clear the path, to step into the new. And so it's really about, I'm hearing, don't resist, right? Just allow the things that are no longer serving, whether that's people, places, beliefs, even mourning sometimes the past version of ourselves to allow that next phase and chapter to come in. Okay, so that's a beautiful place. And okay, see, I don't read the cards ahead, but this makes perfect sense. I'm feeling the vibe of you purpose-driven, heart-centered light workers. It says, answer the call, leadership, empowerment, soul gifts, right? This is exactly, how I love supporting people and really stepping into their higher path and purpose, right? Activating those gifts, trusting those gifts. And so I feel like, for some of you, this is just a validation of your calling, a validation of, yes, you're not crazy, right? I remember when I first had this vision of changing my whole career, I was like, what will people say or think? Like, what? I'm terrified of public speaking, or people will think, my family will understand. They'll think that's woo-woo or weird, right? All these judgments. So if you're new and you're having this idea, or it feels like such a big vision that you're like, how do I implement this? Just trust it, right? This is a great validation card. And this card still works the same for those of you on your path. As you know, if you've already been working on taking action, like committed to that higher path and purpose for yourself and stepping into your leadership, it's really either calling you into that next level And also just encouraging you to stay the course, right? Because it's, to me, building my spiritual business, and really it's living that higher embodiment of my higher path and purpose that I came here to experience, I know is the deepest spiritual work you're likely going to be called to do in order to continue to grow that and to live that at that level. And so just, heed that call. The next one says healing is happening, right? And so it feels like, wherever you're at, you're just taking it to the next level, whether that's getting more visible, whether that's stepping into something new. So this is just letting you know that that healing process is happening. You're not broken. Trust the process. It's safe to soften. And so I feel like, sometimes we want to hold on. So this is just feeling like I'm feeling surrender, right? It feels like just letting go and trusting yourself, trusting the process, trusting your vision, trusting that you're going to be guided, that you can do this, that you have all that you need, that you have, I love all the spiritual support team. When I first had my awakening, all of a sudden I became aware of all the spiritual support, the archangels and spirit guides are here to support and help and guide you. And we just have to learn to open up and trust ourselves, trust the intuition, trust the guidance, and know that we're not alone. And that feeling of not feeling like I'm alone or having to figure it out helped me really step into bigger levels, bigger opportunities, right? And so that's what I'm feeling here. It's just like a validation that this healing is happening. You're being called to let some things go. And as you're doing that, you're going to be stepping more fully into your calling. And so that feels really good. The thorn, protection, boundaries, clear communication. And so just recognizing, what things have been coming up for you, right? What patterns, especially being that we are, in this retrograde energy, the things that are misaligned are going to bubble up. See that as a good thing, right? When we resist it, it persists. We stay locked in and things don't shift. They're coming up for you as an opportunity of healing, as an opportunity of transformation, as an opportunity for you to recognize what things need to shift and be in place in order for you to step into that vision that you see for yourself, that is possible, that level of service, right? And so boundaries, I know for empaths, for those of you new to me as well, I work with highly sensitive and empathic people who have gone through a level of spiritual awakening, who are oftentimes overwhelmed by their gifts. And so learning tools to help you to not absorb other people's energy and to create deeper boundaries energetically first, but also in life. Some of the patterns are often about codependency or putting other people's needs before our own, or wanting to avoid confrontation, and all of those types of visibility fears, whether it's the energetic overwhelm or time on your schedule or speaking your truth. All those things are such a big piece of like a common patterns that most of us as empaths and sensitives will have to do some deeper work around. And so recognize what has been coming up for you and see that as that opportunity, that silver lining of, oh, thank you for showing me that's there. Maybe it's something you've worked on and you're working on it to heal it more deeply. Maybe it's something that you've been unconscious to, whatever the case may be. It's there for you because that is your next step of letting go and releasing and healing so that you can step into the vision, right? So you can step into your highest path and purpose and be that light, be that change, and inspire others with your gifts, with your message, with your story, however your purpose work is meant to unfold for you, right? And that discovery continues to happen as we continue to align with ourselves. So this is where I feel like our spiritual path and healing journey is such an integral part of us really living our purpose, and it doesn't really end. It gets easier when we get the tools and support, but it doesn't really end. So what's coming to me, let me know how this resonates. I have a free gift. It's called Embrace Your Angels and Spirit Guides. And that is coming up really strong for me. It's a free meditation to support you in really connecting and communicating with your spiritual support team, because I know that is still helpful for me to this day. But when I had my spiritual awakening back in 2008, one of the first, things that happened is I was aware of the spiritual support, and it's really helped me over and over again, continue to surrender, continue to heal, grow, expand, awaken. And now I feel very blessed that I get to be here sharing this type of work with all of you, inspiring you to do the same, right? It's this ripple effect that we're here to create for the world, for ourselves and for the world, right? As we heal ourselves, we heal the world, right? And that way through our vibration alone, let alone how we're called to share. So that is what I want to give to you. You'll see that information in the description. If you like this, I would love to hear how this resonates for you, what's coming up for you, what you're stepping into, as well as share this with your friends. Subscribe and like, because that really will help me grow this channel and get my message out in a big way. So thank you so much. Have a great rest of the day, and we'll talk again soon. Bye for now.